if anything, shall we sing Hello Mule Band together?
Okay.
Next recital?
Exactly.
All right,
absolutely,
cheers to
yeah.
that.
And do it, you know. Harmonize it.
Yeah, so you will have to come and watch us.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. So, as I was saying, right, like after everything was shut down, and I was so looking forward to going back to Italy. You know, I was taking Italian lessons.
When was the last time you were in Italy?
2020, I did Leporello in Don Giovanni.
What month was it?
Yeah, in August. Yeah, so that was during the summer months.
That was already, the pandemic started already, wasn't it?
No, 2020. No, sorry. I went in
2019.
I went in August 2019.
Yes.
And then 2020, yes, early 2020, I was invited back to do Le Nozze di Figaro. I was supposed to do Bartolo.
Bartolo.
Yeah. So I learned the aria, you know, and
you were all excited already.
I was so excited. And then when things started getting cancelled one after another, like dominoes, you know, you can understand how sad I was.
Also remember, the first year in the pandemic, there was no vaccines too. So people were just trying out different therapy. So you didn't want to expose to this virus because you don't know what it will do to you. It was only until the end of 2020 we're starting to get vaccines.
Yes,
because I remember my first vaccination was the beginning of 2021. Was during March that we get the BioNTech Pfizer. Which I took 2 doses. Did you have any side effects when you took?
I took Pfizer too. I had 3 jabs already.
Did you have any like sore arms or headaches? Or,
I did. My arm was really sore, and I had fever.
Me too.
And such,
I didn't have fever as such, but my arms are really sore. But it's good. It's a good thing because that means your immune system is kicking in. So don't worry about the sore arms. But if you are like feeling the palpitation of the heart, then you should maybe alright. But I still think that I think scientifically speaking, I think it is still a good idea to take the vaccine to reduce the risk of a serious infection.
Absolutely, it is short-term pain. Yeah. So like I said, after I couldn't go back.
You couldn't go back. So what did you do?
So I thought that maybe I will do my own production here, and then.
So what came up?
So I had a list. But at the same time, in January 2021, I did one of the first plays that was staged, you know, while still in the pandemic, and it was a play with singing, and there I met Tatiana, who did a number of
Was it posted online that play?
That it wasn't posted online.
That's why I didn't know.
So I posted pictures of myself performing.
That's why that's how you met Tatiana.
Yes, and then there she sang the first aria of Lady Macbeth.
Yeah. Oh, she was sensational. I must say, I really enjoyed. She was really, sorry to say, she was really the star in that show. I hope one day I get to meet her to tell her how much she's wonderful as Lady Macbeth.
Well, you know, like
the voice and the look. You know?
Every production of Macbeth, be it the opera or the play, Lady Macbeth always steals the show.
But it's also very hard to find the right Lady Macbeth too.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why when I heard her sing it, I thought, well, it's now or never. You know, do the opera now so that I will get the chance.
Well done, Tatiana. You did a really good job.
Yeah. Cheers to Tatiana.
Yeah. That 3 hours really stole the show. I'm sorry to say that. You don't mind, Don't get angry,
Well, no worries. But you like the overall production, right?
I did. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart that I really appreciated the hard work you put in, and the whole thing boiled down to about an hour. Hawk's direction was perfect. And then everything flowed so smoothly with the projection, the PowerPoint thing, also helped the story along. And then there are also recitatives boiled down into English dialogues. And so it helped to move things along. And it's good, not a dull moment.
Thank you.
Well done.
It was very important to me as the producer that the audience who are watching are able to understand the story. So even though we do have to make cuts, but it is still Shakespeare after all. So I don't want it to be just like a collection of songs.
It flowed well.
So you know, with the dialogue. And some of the dialogue was actually Shakespeare. You know, I took it. I went back to the original source because I thought like, what's the point of like using an English translation of an Italian translation? Why not just go
Well,
back?
it's already written in such wonderful English.
Exactly. So a chunk of it, a substantial chunk of it, where we used the original Shakespeare.
I see. No wonder it sounds so good.
Yeah, and we had a really good actor to play the witch as well. You know,
that was an interesting choice to use one person to replace the three witches.
Yeah. Well, you know, these are pandemic times and they're social distancing, so you know,
it's very effective.
We have to downsize as well. Yeah, but I thought that Isaac did a really great job too.
Hugo did a wonderful job too.
Yeah, his first time doing a principal role.
He's a doctor, right? Hugo?
Yes, he's pediatrician. He treats children.
Okay.
He's Belgian. Yes. Yeah. So I'm very happy with how he did, how well he did. Dennis
he's got a nice bass voice.
Yes. Dennis was also a newcomer to opera. It's his first time doing a principal role. Dennis is Malcolm. And
I thought he's been around a while doing recitals and things. I don't know him. I know of him only, and I know he's also put on productions like you, not production, like recitals.
Yeah. Right? Well, you hear that, Dennis? You're famous.
Yes. Well, I know about you.
He's done recitals and he's performed in like musical theatre shows. Yeah, but it's his first time doing a principal opera role.
What was it like for him?
I thought he did a great job. I think he enjoyed the experience. Yeah. I actually asked him only to do the role of Malcolm, but as the show evolved, right, he actually took on a lot more, you know. So he was kind of like our prop manager.
Yeah, I can see he did a few more things, like sometimes he just walked out and walked off, you know.
Yeah. So he also played Bandover, he's the servant character. Yeah. Yeah, so and because you know there are so many like small little roles like peppered throughout the play and the opera,
everybody
kind of combine them into a role. Yes, it was very much a community production. Everyone chipped in, everyone helped where they could. Yeah, so I was very happy to see how the team just kind of came together.
It's like the man who played the witch, the one who opened the doors. I think at one point he played the son of Hugo.
Yes.
And then he didn't have anything to say, just sat on the floor of the sword, right?
Yes. Well, I think in the play he does have something to say, but in the opera, it was a silent role. Yeah. And it's very nice that certain actors could double up in different parts as well.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah, I mean the first play that I did, I played multiple roles as well. You know, so I think in a production like this, I think it's nice that since we are committed to the production,
and also when the resources are limited, people only have certain numbers of people around. You need to just get clever.
Yeah. So I hope that was what we did. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your appreciation, really.
I did watch it several times because I thought it was such a treat, and the video was very well done. It was not done in just one angle; it was done in several different angles and edited smoothly.
All in 4K.
Yes, and very commercial. You will not feel like it's done with a home camera. If you go and see it on the night when they play at Hawk's House, you will be impressed.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, what are your favorite memories of performances? You know, like in opera or concerts and such. Any like funny moments?
Funny moments. There was one. I was in Perth back in the 90s. I also did musicals too, like you. There was this Christmas musical called Scrooge.
All right.
Forgot the composer already, but I was playing the Christmas present. So I was tall like a Christmas tree. So I had to wear stilts. It was very difficult. I tell you that I had to sing like an opera singer.
Were you? Don't mind me asking, but were you like plus size at the time also?
Yes, even more plus than now. I'm already reduced.
I see.
I was very, very plus.
On stilts, so what? You must have trained really hard.
Yeah, they gave me good stilts. The stilts were used for workers who paint walls and things. So they were metallic stilts. They had mechanisms in it, and so it was fine. It was tiring. I lost a few kilos because it was good in a way, but I also had to sing like an opera singer at the same time. I had a blonde wigs and a green sequined gown. It was because when you are on stilts,
kind of thing.
and so I was tall like this curtain.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I when the rehearsals, everything was fine. I have a crook, which is also with all this Christmas lighting on it, so it was very calm, I must say. But on the opening night, they decided to change the stilts into circuit stilts, and they were made from wood, and it's very difficult to walk on. And I asked them, can I have my old stilts back? They said they didn't bring it, so I had no choice but to use that. And I walked on it. At the first few minutes was fine, until I finished the aria. I knew I was losing balance because the cloth was not really tightly bound to my feet. And the man who played the Scrooge, I sort of winked to him and said, could you not move? Could I put my hand on your shoulders? Because if you move, I will lose balance, I will fall. And so all the time we did our part. He didn't move. People were wondering why I didn't move. And I just went backstage, finished that scene, and I cried because it was so scary. And I promised myself never ever again to sing anything if my feet doesn't touch the ground. Is that a funny thing or scary? I don't know.
I think it's kind of scary. Yeah, I guess maybe in hindsight it could be funny. Yeah, but
when I think about
imagine in the moment.
I mean, because if I fall, I could hurt myself very badly. It was almost like standing as high as this chair, and then you just fall down. Either way, you fall down, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah, let's just not die on stage. Let's just not. Let's just
get paralyzed
right in front of the audience.
So after that, they rushed back and took the old stilts back. But my scene was finished already, so I only managed to did the curtain call in my old stilts. So I was okay, but never. I swear a lot. Oh my God, I scolded them. I lost it. But that was, to me, I thought it was funny.
Oh no!
That's why I'm always very worried about when the sets are moving.
Yeah. And you can rehearse something to death, but then in the moment with the stage lights on you, with the energy of wanting to put on a good show.
You forget about how slippery things something like. There was another time I did L'Elysia d'Amore, Elixir of Love. I was the Core in Hong Kong, and I had a Mexican costume with the sombrero, all that, and then our stage was turning like a record, because it was the village and then turned into behind the wall, and then we had me and the Marino had to walk in and do something, and then this was turning like a record. So I was like walking into this record turning that I but that was rehearsals, not the performance. So they knew they shouldn't open that turn during the time when we were walking. It was just a technical glitch. I didn't hurt myself much, but that was very fun because our sombrero fell off. Mr. Pringles fell off because I had this Pringles mustache. So.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers. How about you?
Yeah. Well, you know that production of Don Giovanni in Italy, right? Yeah.
Something funny happened.
So, we performed in a small theater. The thing with these traditional European buildings is that, for us that live in Singapore, right, we're so used to air conditioning. Over there, the buildings have no air conditioning.
They didn't have to.
It was sweltering as crazy.
Because of the month you went was summer, wasn't it?
Yes. I would assume like past October when autumn sets in, things get a lot cooler. So there's really no real
because
need
of global warming.
Yeah, there's no real need for air conditioning.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I was in the Teatro di Paolo Tosti. It was a small theater.
Which city is it?
It was in, if I recall, it was in Ortania. So we rehearsed in...
Where's the nearest big town?
Abruzzo. We rehearsed in a small town called Lanciano, which one of our artist friends
sounds like a brand of ham or something.
Yeah, like that. Sabrina Zuber was from Lanciano, which I found out after I started posting
pictures
from there. Yeah, she's an Italian friend who lived in Singapore until recently, and she produces a lot of concerts in Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was from Lanciano, and so we rehearsed there, and then we performed in Ortania in this lovely little theater. The first day that we bumped in, the news crew came to film as well.
Oh.
And that was like at 10 a.m. in the morning.
How did you sing at 10
And
a.m. in the
and the
morning?
thing is,
It's a crime, isn't it?
yeah. The thing is, all of us marked our roles. We did a run through for the news, but all of us marked.
What was the time supposed to be performing?
Well, that was just rehearsal. So we bumped in, and then we were going to do another run later that afternoon as well.
Yeah.
You see, so well, we rehearsed everything nicely in the rehearsal studio. But once we got there, I didn't realize that the stage was this steep. It was really raked. It was like it was really steep. And so there was a scene where I had to kneel down on the floor, and I knelt down and I just kind of toppled over.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? I just kept on singing. You know, yeah.
During the rehearsal, that was
a rehearsal, but in front of the news team. Yeah, so there was a camera crew filming everything that we did. You know, yeah. But the beautiful thing that came out of it was, like I said, everyone was marking. I was marking too. But of the high voices would sing an octave lower. But because
voice.
But for the
catalog area.
Yeah, as Leporello, it was already pretty low. I can't go any lower, right?
It would be inaudible. Yeah.
So I sang everything on pitch, but like pop style, you know, like I sang like Madamina, but everything was on pitch. It was in tune.
You did an octave lower. Ma piccina. That part you did the lower.
No, I sang everything on pitch, but not with an operatic voice, with like a pop voice. That was my way of marking, that was my way of saving the voice. But because I was the only one singing on pitch, they ended up using a lot of my performance in the newsroom.
Isn't that better? Did you record it?
I went to the news station's website and downloaded the video.
You downloaded it?
Yeah. So I was so happy with that. I didn't think that I was singing particularly well, but I was the only one singing in tune at the time.
Singapore,
yeah. So I'm not sure if like the Italian people were confused seeing like a Chinese person singing in.
I know that feeling when you felt you were not at the best of moment, but actually it turned out to be actually at your advantage.
It was a real blessing.
It was the same for me for Leticia d'Amore when the news team went in to film a bits and pieces and took pictures of the show.